Welcome back. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which highlights the challenges that men often encounter when it comes to their mental well-being. Junior Kavikairiua, a committed mental health advocate, has been a leading figure in this movement, aiming to eliminate the stigma associated with men's mental health. In this interview, we explore the importance of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month and the essential role that men can play in advocating for mental health. Junior, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Nina.
Thank you so much for joining us.
For having us, yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome to be here. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. So
thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for having me.
Just to start with, what does Men's Mental Health Awareness Month mean to you, firstly, and how do you think this month can help raise awareness about the importance of the mental well-being amongst men?
It's fairly important to me. It's quite personal because it's something that I've battled for the longest time, and I still battle because healing is a journey, not a destination. Right. So it's very important to me. It's close to my heart. In the last 2-3 years that I have been doing mental health activism, it's one of the months where I really go hard. Not like I don't go hard on every day, but I really go hard to make sure that it gets out there because, again, it's one of the things that people don't really talk about. Yeah. So it's very important for men. It will play a great role in making sure that we get the awareness out there that men struggle just as much, if not more, than women do.
How do you believe men's mental health is often overlooked or stigmatized? And what steps can we take, not only as men, but as a community to address these issues?
I think it starts quite early in our childhood because imagine as a child, as a man, as a boy child, you're constantly told, toughen up, you don't cry, real men don't cry, and so on. So that stigma, or that putting people, our emotions as men aside, it starts very early for us. And that's how we grow up. So we definitely need to work towards destigmatizing men's mental health and the fact that men don't have emotions or men don't feel the emotions. Right. Men feel, and it's going to take conversations like these one. Yeah. And then many other platforms, and men getting up for ourselves and start doing these things for ourselves and start having these conversations within ourselves, creating safe havens and safe places for ourselves to be able to have these conversations.
What are the most common mental health challenges that men face, Junior?
Look, I think the biggest one, or the most common mental health issues, not only for men, but around your depression and anxieties that then result in panic attacks and eventually in extreme cases lead to suicide. Yeah. I think, again, it's one of those things, and especially in black communities, one of those things where you get told a lot, it's a white people thing. It's not a black people thing, it's not a men thing, even more so. So what do we need to do? Like I said, it's have conversations like this, is get men involved, because the biggest issue that we have as men is a lack of trust for women with our vulnerability. Yeah. And we definitely need to work towards trusting each other as men, and eventually the one thing that you know for a fact is that we need each other as men and women. So eventually getting to a place where we can actually incorporate women in these discussions.
Yeah. What are some effective strategies that you can talk to us about tonight to prioritize mental health, and this is specifically for men? Yeah,
it's a difficult one because it's something that's quite new and especially on the African continent, Namibia as a country, it's something that's quite new. For me, talking is number one, is up there. We've got to start talking as men. We've got to speak up. This month, the mantra is not man up, speak up. No, not toughen up, speak up. So talking is everything. So and that talking, for me, a big part of that talking is essentially therapy. That helped me quite a lot. But again, therapy for men is stigmatized. Yeah. So we need to start creating platforms where we as men again can talk to each other. Can feel safe to open up and talk. And that's what we're trying to do with some of the movements that we are busy with, Brotherhood Bonfire sessions that happen on a monthly basis, where we just create an atmosphere of talking. Exercise works very well. I'm in the gym at least a minimum of 4 times a week. And then, just being around people that encourage you, people that, that make you realize your value and reassure you as men. Men don't respond to love. Men respond to reassurance, reminding him of his potential and what he's achieved and where he's come from and what he can do and who he is. Identity is quite big on men. So let's start reassuring our brothers.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm making notes, mental notes. What resources are available for men, and when it comes to being able to seek assistance or help? Of course, you mentioned therapy, but then there's also sometimes, not everybody can afford therapy because it is something that's quite pricey. So what resources do you know of that are available to men who really need some help?
Yeah, at this point, coincidentally, I spoke at a brotherhood seminar in Karibe this weekend. And then there are people like my brother Elago Nantana. He's got a foundation that deals with mental health, where men can go to and seek help. The hospitals in the social services are doing that. And then there are guys like myself. I am always willing to talk to someone. Hit me up on my socials or wherever you find me. I'm always willing to make time to talk to people, because for me, it is essentially about impact. If I can impact one person's life a day, or just one person, it makes a greater difference to reduce that number of men that tend towards suicide instead of talking. So there are facilities in our social services where people can go talk to. There are, like I said, the Lagos of this world, the juniors of this world that you can reach out to for help. We're definitely willing to help.
What message is it that you hope to convey to men concerning the importance of their mental health?
There is no weakness in vulnerability. There is no weakness with having mental illnesses as men. There is no weakness in crying as a man. It takes a brave man to speak up. And I'm not calling those that have gone and not spoken cowards, but it takes a lot of courage to get up and speak up. So the message I'm trying to get across is it's safe. It is literally very safe as men to be able to address and talk about these issues. And as men, I think we also need to stop stigmatizing other men that are trying to get help and calling them weak. So it is really just brothers being there for brothers is the message at the end of the day.
Just finally, Junior, your message to your brothers out there as we speak about, June being the month of men's mental health awareness.
Yeah, speak up. Find a brother. There are men out there that are always willing to help and listen. And then for the rest of us, all of us, just show up. Let's keep on showing up for our fellow brothers. I think that's very important. Even if you don't have anything to say, let's just show up for each other. It's the best thing we can do. Consistently checking up on brothers. Trust me, when a man goes silent, it's the most dangerous place he can be. So check up on your brothers, and even if you don't say anything, show up for your brothers. And I think that's really the message that I'm trying to get out there. Is let's just continue to show up for each other, even when there is no conversation. Just show up.
Yeah. Well, Junior, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being here this evening, and continue doing this great work.
Thank you very much, Nana. It's been an absolute privilege and pleasure, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think we've all taken some notes from what Junior has said. Do your part, play your part in raising awareness around this matter. We'll be right back.